I'm going to talk about love today and how love doesn't make sense. See, in the 1960s, they had this thing going on that love makes sense. You know, the world needs love. It makes sense for us to love each other. The thing is, love doesn't make sense. See, Paul writes, love never fails. He says, all else fails, prophecies will cease. All this will cease except for love. If everything fails except for love, that makes love the one perfect thing in this world. And God says, I am love. I am love. But how can we visualize something never failing? See, because everything we know here on this earth fails. That's why the earth goes around. We make more products for the economy because things are failing. We make more because more fails. So with success comes failure. You know, Rome was a big empire, but it eventually failed. Your washing machine, it's going to fail. Your heart, fail. See, everything that we take for granted here on this earth is going to fail eventually, except for love. See, that's an extraordinary statement that Paul's making, saying that love never fails. That's quite an assertion, because there's nothing else in this world that will continue on forever except for love. It's like saying, if I throw a ball up in the air, it's going to come down, except if I throw love up in the air, it keeps on going up. It's like everything that we know as reality, love counters that. And see, I think what Paul's really saying is that love is more powerful than anything else we know. And I believe this to be true. You look at how love has changed people from the grave, how someone will die for someone else because they love them. Jesus died for us because he loved us. And look at how much that has changed the world. And you hear these stories. There's countless stories documented of people dying for other people because of love. It's not just Jesus. It's all over the place. It doesn't make sense why someone would give up in a secular society everything, which is life, right? Life is everything to a secular society. How does that make sense to love? So love is something that builds up. And that's what makes it more powerful than hate. See, hate can tear down. Hate can reach out from beyond the grave and change things and distort things. But hate is tearing down. Love is building up. Now, to use a little bit of science here, the law of entropy, if any of you are familiar with that, it says it takes more energy to build something up than tear something down. Things will revert to a disordered state. So it's like you have a 5-foot, stack of Duplo blocks. You build this up when you're 4 years old. What takes more energy, to build up that stack or just to hit it, knock it over? See, so love is more powerful than hate because it builds up. Hate tears down. Hate destroys. That's easy to do. Anyone can destroy. Not anyone can build up. Love is powerful because it builds up, So that's the first. The second reason why love just doesn't make sense. Love can't be explained by science. They've tried. They use the code word altruism to describe love. Altruism being, you give and you don't get anything back. So, for instance, donating $100 to charity would be altruism, showing someone else love, essentially, without expecting anything in return. However, they aren't exactly sure how this works. There's a lot of theories going around. This summer I worked a lot with psychology. In the 70s, basic economic theory says, I give you something, I get something back that I think is worth more. So it's always this kind of like selfish give-take relationship. Thank you. Saying that everything that we get is more than we give. Saying, basically, science takes the rules of toddlers. I don't know if you've heard of the 10 rules of toddlers? If I see blocks, they're mine. If I see a toy, they're mine. If the toy breaks and I'm playing with you, it's yours. That's the basic rule of toddlers. Basically, a selfish rule. And science assumes, evolution, right? We're getting to the highest state. So that means we're kind of selfish, going to the highest state of evolution. Now, how would love, altruism, that's what they call it, altruism, how would that fit into this evolution of the species? Because you look at all the other animals, and yes, they die, but they don't die for other animals. There's absolutely no giving there. See, so science has been taking this and saying, well, altruism can be explained by saying, I give you something, but I get more emotional response back. Like, I feel good about myself, and that's worth the $100 that I shelled out to charity. That's what science has been saying. And I would disagree, because giving your life for someone else, what do you get for giving your life for someone else? It's a completely unselfish act. You're not getting anything back. When you're dying for someone else, there's absolutely no, I'm getting a good feeling from this. I'm sorry, I don't think Jesus felt good on the cross. You can't explain altruism or love by saying we get something back from it. You really can't explain it, in fact. Science is trying. I read a 2008 psychology article. It was entitled, Putting the Altruism Back in Altruism, Putting the Love Back in Love. And they were saying, I think we're wrong. We're just going to take another look at this. They didn't suggest anything except, I think we're wrong. And this was published in the 2008 Psychology Review, so it's a very prestigious article. Science is taking another look, but I don't think they'll find what love really is with all their studies, with all their scientific methods. I don't think they'll find it there.